So, I know I talk a lot about Christians being pansies, and this is just another facet of it. It's something I've talked a little bit about, but I'm going to expand on it here, okay? So many Christians are so afraid of engaging atheists in intellectual discussions. It pisses me off so much because you shouldn't be scared of them, bro. All right, let's start over here. Christians have far better arguments and explanations for the things that we're trying to talk about here. The existence of God. No atheist in history has ever presented a convincing argument that succeeds amongst all atheists. Like all atheists use the same argument, right? There's never been an argument like that in atheism to prove that God does not exist. Zero argument. All the arguments they have merely lead to agnosticism. Say, well, I think, or they're non sequiturs, like, well, they're starving African kids, so how can God exist? That's not an argument. That's stupid. Think. But let's say something else like, well, the Kalam cosmological argument, for example, doesn't work because I believe the universe is eternal. Well, what about the an actual infinite? Is that incoherent? And doesn't cosmology prove? Well, yeah, but I think the universe is eternal. That doesn't leave you as an atheist. That doesn't prove God doesn't exist. That just merely proves that, well, the argument for God's existence has failed. Now, as any philosopher knows, simply proving the opponent's argument to be fallacious or incorrect doesn't prove your argument. You still need to provide an argument for your own claim, which they don't really do. I mean, look at all debates. You look at Richard Dawkins. He doesn't really provide an argument for God, a good argument for God not existing. Who designed the designer? Retarded. Christopher Hitchens. Good rhetoric. I like Christopher Hitchens, but doesn't really provide an argument for why God does not exist. Same with Sam Harris. All the new atheists don't do it. So you shouldn't be scared of them. Okay, first of all, because they can't really do much, right? They can only prove your arguments to be fallacious, if your arguments are that. And you could press this. Be like, well, argument. Give me an argument for why God does not exist. And I feel like there's gonna be a lot of atheists watching this. Gonna be like, because this is what happened last time. Last time I talked about like atheism, I talked about Richard Dawkins is a coward, right? Y'all go on the computers like, how could you say that? I love Richard Dawkins. Richard Dawkins' cock is in my mouth. It's like, bro, come on. Watch the video. I think it's undeniable that Richard Dawkins ducked the debate with Craig. So, I'm going to talk about something else here. A lot of Christians are very scared of science. Like, we hear science, but no, we can't do science, because science, we can't believe in science. That's bad for us, That disproves the existence of God. We can't do that. We have to live completely by faith. And, quick point, I affirm faith-based origin of belief, but you shouldn't be scared of science. I'm more of an evidentialist. I know some people hate that term, but whatever. I'll call myself that. Science does not contradict this existence of God at all, because let's look at what most atheists do. And these are what most atheists, as unpopular atheists, this is what they do. You say, okay, atheist, how do you explain the beginning of the universe if there was a beginning? How did everything come together, right? How did nothing turn into something? And they say, well, the Big Bang Theory. That is the easiest way to tell if someone is a complete retard. Because the Big Bang Theory was created by a Catholic. And he was a Catholic after he created the theory, too. And the theory doesn't posit anything about God not existing. It just says, well, in the beginning there was an explosion, right? And that was the beginning of the universe. And the Big Bang Theory is actually used in a lot of supporting arguments for the existence of God. For example, in the Kalam argument, the beginning of the universe is supported by the Big Bang Theory. So, Big Bang Theory, that's not even a response. A Christian can believe in the Big Bang Theory. The person who created the Big Bang Theory was a Christian. moron, imbecile, retard. Anyways, and sometimes they say, well, I'm an atheist because of evolution. How does that prove atheism? Someone who believes in God can believe in evolution. It's dumb. So, what's even worse than all this, and you've heard it, I've called them imbeciles, I've called them retarded, I've called them stupid, I called them moronic, this, that, and the third. Plonkers, knobs, moronic bastards. every insult in the book, right? But what's even worse than what I just talked about is Christians who hear these like, oh no, the Big Bang Theory, and they tremble in fear. They're so scared. I can't tell. He said the Big Bang Theory. I can't explain that. How can I do that? The Big Bang Theory disproves everything. It's like, bro, shut up. And they end up giving an answer that makes him sound like a complete pillock, right? So, conversation atheist. Well, what makes you think God exists? Do you have any proof of it? And then the Christian's like, oh, but I believe in it. Why? I don't know. I mean, my mom read me Bible stories. You sound like a retard, all right? And the atheist will be like, this proves all of these. This is a term I hear a lot. I go into my comments and I see this all the time. These religious people, they're so illogical. They're so this. They're so that. Atheist. I'm an atheist. I'm so smart. It's like, bro, we're really losing to these people. These people are losers. Literal They're geeks, and we're. Anyways, learn some stuff. You'd be surprised how strong theism is under scrutiny.